What's up, y'all? I'm still out here at the range, as you can see back behind me, on what ended up being a very nice day out here. Nice blue skies. Temperature's a little chilly out here, and as you can see, I'm losing my sunlight quick, which means I'm going to be losing the temperature really quick too. So I got to get this one going. I've gotten some really good stuff done out here though, and this one here should be another very interesting 357 test. So the jelly contraption's got one more test in it for today. We got the chronos and 2 blocks of gel. Now I've done a few different tests in this. This far block's got several tracks in it. This front one, as you can see, I managed to keep that other test before this one real close to the side. So plenty of room to see what's going on here. And of course, as always, I got the heavy clothing barrier with the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. So what we got here for this one is basically a 357 head-to-head between 357 SIG and 357 Magnum. Now, the reasoning behind this one right here, first off, y'all know I don't have anything chambered in 357 SIG. If you watch my last 357 SIG video or my last ammo video, you know that I borrowed this from Nathan at my local shop. He wanted me to test this and some Underwood ammo that he uses in this. I've already tested that. I'll leave a link for that video if you hadn't seen it. But I figured while I had this thing, I'd do another test on it. And again, the reason for this one here, 357 SIG versus Mag, is from what little bit of research I did on this 357 SIG, it was basically originally developed to match or get right in the neighborhood of 357 Mag performance out of a semi-auto here. So 125 grain, both of them here. Now that was developed out of a 4-inch barrel. And when I say 4-inch barrel, I'm not talking about a standard 4-inch semi-auto. From what I read, that was actually developed using, sure enough, a single round, closed, full rifled 4 inches of barrel. So what we're going to be working with here today for the 357 SIG, I've got the Remington Golden Saber bonded, 125 grain bonded jacketed hollow point. As you can see here, nice nickel plated case. Now I don't believe this is brass jacketed unless it's just really discolored. I don't think that's even possible to turn that color. I'm pretty sure this is just a standard copper jacket on this bonded version here. So 357 SIG bonded Golden Saber. And then for the 357 Mag, I couldn't find any bonded at my local shop. They didn't have anything besides the non-bonded, but same thing other than that. It's the Ultimate Defense Remington 357 Mag 125 grain Golden Saber. Now this is a brass jacketed hollow point, so this is sure enough a Golden Saber. So not the exact same rounds, but I figured these are close enough. Same manufacturer, same type, just one's bonded and one's not. And then as far as the tools we're running them out of here, it's going to be the Gen 4 32 for the 357 SIG, which is a 4-inch barrel, but technically the inch of that, basically roughly an inch of that, is taken up by the cartridge. So for all intents and purposes, as far as a full rifled barrel past the case and cartridge, you've got roughly 3 inches on this. So what I did was get a 3-inch revolver. I've got my 686 Plus here, Smith & Wesson, with the 3-inch barrel. So I think this combo of tools and ammo will give us a pretty close comparison of the difference between the 357 SIG and Magnum. So let's get this stuff set up and let's check them out. All right, y'all, let's see how fast this stuff's moving. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from each one. We'll start with the 357 Mag first, since the SIG was kind of developed to chase this Magnum. We'll let it chase it throughout the test too. Now, those of y'all not familiar with my testing, like I mentioned every time for new folks, this lab radar is gonna give you multiple velocity readings. Your big number is gonna be from your muzzle, and then the 5 across the bottom, one of them set for 3 yards, which is roughly where the gel is here. And then you're gonna have 10, 15, 25, and 50. So let's see what we get here. I didn't have anything on the boxes of these, and I didn't even bother looking anything up, so we'll let it be a surprise here. Ooh, that felt light. 1139, this feels really light. 1184, 1201, 1172, and 1193, that stuff felt really light, and the numbers, I mean, even being a 3-inch, that's pretty low for 357 Mag. Let's check out the average. All right, so our 5-round average on that was 1,178 feet per second, which to me, that's pretty light for 357 Mag. Now, I didn't expect a whole lot out of this Remington, so neither one of these examples of ammo is gonna be the best for either one of these calibers, so they should be pretty close as far as quality and performance wise. So anyway, 1178 on the average there. We had an extreme spread of 63 and a standard deviation of 24.5. So not near as fast as I'd like to see 357 mag rolling. Let's see what the SIG does. All right, let's check out this 357 SIG, 5-round average on it also. I mean, if this stuff is moving like it's supposed to do, it's easily going to overtake that Magnum, but I got a feeling this is probably weak 357 SIG also. This Golden Saber, if I remember correct, it had never been the strongest stuff. Yeah, that don't feel very powerful. 1285, 1280, 1276, 1280 again, and 1294, so faster than the Magnum, and it does feel a little spicier than that Magnum. So as far as 357 SIG though, that's still on the lighter side without a doubt. Let's check out the average. All right, so much better performance all around on that 357 SIG. We got an average of 1283. Our extreme spread was 18 with a standard deviation of 6.8. So more consistency and more velocity out of that. Now, granted, it's not apples to apples. It's a little bit of different type of ammo, but it's pretty doggone close. I expected the Golden Saber to be weak on both ends, but I didn't know the Magnum was going to be quite that weak. So all y'all 357 Magnum folks out there, don't go jumping on me. There are absolutely way better examples for Magnum ammo. But anyway, 1283 on this, and if you remember on that Magnum, it was 1178, so you're talking about 105 feet per second faster from that SIG. Now, that's taking into account that low round on the Magnum, so without that, they would be pretty close, and I suspect once we do the gel, depending on how the Magnum acts, if we get a high round or a low round, we're probably going to be pretty close on velocity when it comes to the gel. But as far as performance, I think they're going to do a really nice job. Let's get this stuff reset, and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's 357 Signum jelly time. We'll put one of each into the gel, starting with this 357 mag first. Despite the low speeds, and this is definitely weak for 357 mag ammo, I feel like this is probably going to do okay in the gel. Hopefully it's moving fast enough to get it to expand. Let's see what we get out of it, y'all. All right. I can barely see the track. That gel's so clear. Let me go see what I got. All right, y'all, I should have known things were going way too smooth today. This one right here is the first redo I'm gonna have to do for all day. As you can see, it went exactly where I put it, but then for whatever reason, it decided to curve up and go out the top. So let's try that again. That's a shame too, because y'all probably noticed that velocity was up there on the upper end of what we were getting earlier. So hopefully it stays that way. Let's see what I can do with this thing, y'all. All right, that one should have been much better. Let me go see what I got. All right, much better that time, although the FPS on that one was lower. I think it was about 50 feet per second lower than that other one. So for whatever reason, these Golden Sabers are not very consistent out of that 686. But let's try this 357 SIG and see what it does, y'all. I expect good stuff from this one here for sure. All right, that should have been perfect right there. Let's go down there and check this out. All right, y'all, let's check out what we got down here. Really nice performance from both of these in the gel. So on the top, the very top, obviously that's the first 357 mag that went out. It was going to do just as well, I feel sure, but for whatever reason, it decided to go up and get out of here. So right below that, that's the second one. That's the 357 mag. As you can see, comes in here, nice disruption, very nice spiral in action going on there. No concern about that cloth whatsoever. Travels on through this first block into the second block, and looks like it's probably 2.5 to 3 inches into this second block, and got some really nice expansion from what I can tell. And then down on the bottom here, that's the 357 SIG. So everything you're looking at right there up to about this point, disruption wise, that's the 357 SIG. And then it kind of fizzles out here, and behind that, back in the background, is something different. So I'll pick you up and give you a good angle so you don't have that transpose. But long story short, more absolutely fantastic performance. Very nice disruption, spiraling action going on there. No concern about the cloth. Through this first block into the second block, and now this one didn't have quite as much penetration. It looks like maybe it's about an inch short of that 357 mag, but it's still sitting here right about 17 inches. And again, looks like some really nice expansion on that one. So let's see what we got for penetration here. The one from the 357 mag, it's actually out here exactly 19 inches. And then the one from the 357 SIG is down there at exactly 17.5 inches. So absolutely fantastic penetration from both of those. And here's your close-up. Again, those top two are both 357 mag, bottom 357 SIG. So I'm gonna try to get you at like an angle where you can kind of see the tracks from those. The bottom one, of course, 357 SIG, you can probably see that easier. So we'll start with that one. 357 SIG on the bottom. As you can see, really nice disruption. Carries on through into the second block. And there you see your projectile. Really nice expansion. And then on the Magnum, we'll just hop up to it. There's your projectile, and we'll follow the track backwards, kind of get you in between those other ones. So as you can see, again, very nice performance from both of these. All right, y'all, let's check out these projectiles. So pretty big difference in between these. They look like I've seen in the past. This one right here is the bonded 357 SIG. This is the non-bonded 357 mag. You can really see the difference between bonded and non-bonded side by side. This non-bonded looks like this almost every single time I've tested it in any caliber. Usually it stays together. I think it has separated from the jacket completely sometimes, but normally it looks about like this right here. The non-bonded, that's beautiful to me right there. I think that's perfect. That's exactly what I'd like to see. As far as projectile, there's no question, in my opinion at least, the bonded is way better. But both of them did a really nice job as far as expanding and doing what they're supposed to do. So let's weigh them and see if we got any kind of loss. I don't see anything at all in the gel, so I doubt we did. They both started at 125. This one here, the 357 SIG, is 125.1, so nothing lost there. The 357 Magnum is 125.2. So again, nothing lost from either one of these. And then as far as sizes, they're probably going to be pretty similar. The biggest difference is going to be the larger measurements on this Magnum is going to be mostly jacket, whereas the SIG being bonded took the lead with it. So let's see what we got on this bonded 357 SIG here. You got 538, 553, and 542. So nice expansion on that one. And then on the Magnum here, again, the jacket's going to be where I'm measuring from because the lead's much smaller. You got 596, 553, and 547. So really nice expansion on that one. Although again, most of that is just jacket and not lead. So there you have it, y'all. 357 versus 357, SIG versus mag. Clear winner on this one was the 357 SIG. Now that could be partly ammo choice. I'm very curious now to see if there's this much difference between the SIG and the Magnum using the other ammo. I feel like this Golden Saber and mag, I feel like that's some weak stuff, or on the lower end of Magnum anyway. As far as the SIG, it's hard to say because I've only tested a couple rounds. Definitely not as strong as the Underwood I tested on the other test, but I don't think this one's too bad. So it may be a little bit lopsided as far as power, loading power on this ammo. So I can't make any promises, but maybe I'll pick up something in 357 SIG, maybe full size, and do a little more testing. But as far as the winner between these two rounds right here, again, clearly the 357 SIG takes it. All right, y'all, I'm gonna call it right there for another very interesting 357 test. I gotta admit, this is not really what I expected to see from this one. I expected that 357 mag to be right there with the SIG or better in the SIG. Honestly, I thought the mag would do better than the SIG. Now, it could be because of this ammo. This ammo seems pretty weak to me for 357 mag, even being out of a 3-inch. So again, I'm not making no promises, but I might get a full-size 357 SIG Leo trade from a local shop and test some more more stuff comparing more SIG against Magnum. That being said, even though I'm saying this feels like weaker 357 mag, it still did a nice job in the gel. Very nice penetration, nice expansion. Same thing with the 357 SIG. So both of these out here I would call a success, just probably on the weaker end, definitely on the weaker end for the mag. And I don't know enough about SIG velocities yet to call that weak, but it seems a little bit lower than it should be. But let me know what y'all think about the performance from both of these out here. I know some of y'all probably carry that 357 mag, some of y'all probably carry the 357 SIG. So if you do carry this, what do you think about the performance you saw out here today, and does it change your mind either way? If you did enjoy the video, reach down and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn them notifications on so you get notified when I upload new stuff. Like I always remind you, if you're doing some shopping, check out those affiliate links in the video description. Anything you buy after going through those links down there, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so that does help and I really appreciate it. Once again, thanks to Nathan at my local shop for letting me borrow his 357 SIG to do testing with. A big thanks again to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel like y'all do. I'll probably be right back out here in a few more to get some more tests done, so stay on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.